Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Learning English with Podcast Conversation. I'm your host, Tony, and I'm really excited about today's topic.
And I'm Jenny. It's great to be here, Tony. Today we're diving into something super important, I think, for everyone. How to design a happiness that's truly your own. Because, well, what makes me happy might not make you happy, right?
Absolutely, Jenny. That's exactly it. We often see ideas of happiness presented to us. Buy this, achieve that, travel here. But is that really our happiness? It's a big question, and I think many people struggle with it. We're going to explore what happiness truly means on a personal level, and how we can consciously create a life that brings us genuine joy.
Yes, we'll talk about 5 core ideas today, including understanding what happiness means for you, the importance of small joys, how to deal with expectations, the power of letting go, and why gratitude and mindfulness are so vital. It's going to be a fun and hopefully very inspiring conversation.
Sounds perfect. So let's jump right into our first idea, understanding what happiness truly means to you. Jenny, when you hear the word happiness, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Is it a feeling, an experience, a state of being?
That's a deep question right from the start, Tony. For me, personally, happiness isn't just one big emotion. It's more like a sense of peace and contentment, combined with moments of joy. Like, I can feel happy quietly reading a book by myself, but I can also feel happy laughing loudly with friends. It's not always about big, exciting moments. Sometimes, it's just feeling okay, feeling good in my own skin, you know?
I completely get that. For a long time, I thought happiness meant achieving big goals. Getting a certain job, buying a big house, traveling all the time. And while those things can bring joy, I found that often, after achieving them, the happiness didn't last as long as I expected. It was a fleeting high. I realized my personal definition of happiness actually shifted. Now, for me, it's about feeling present, connected, and useful, I guess. Like, if I'm helping someone or creating something, that brings me a deeper, more lasting sense of happiness than any material thing.
Yeah, that's really interesting. It makes me think about how our ideas of happiness can change over time, too. What made us happy as kids might be totally different now. Like when I was a kid, happiness was definitely ice cream and cartoons. Now, well, ice cream is still pretty good, but it's not the ultimate, you know?
True, ice cream has timeless appeal, but you're right, our definitions evolve. It's about checking in with yourself regularly. What brought you joy last year might not be the same this year. And I think part of designing your own happiness is taking the time to actually ask yourself, what does this feel like to me? Not what should this feel like?
Exactly. Because for some people, happiness might be a busy social life, going to parties every weekend. For others, like you mentioned, it might be a quiet evening at home. And both are totally valid. There's no right or wrong answer, which is sometimes hard for people to accept, I think. They might feel like they should be extroverted and social to be happy, if that's what society seems to promote.
That's a great point. And it leads us really well into our second core idea, the role of small joys versus big milestones. We often chase those big milestones, getting a promotion, buying a car, going on a big trip. And while those are exciting, do we forget the power of the small, everyday joys? Jenny, what's a small joy for you that really brightens your day?
Oh, definitely. I am a big believer in small joys. For me, it's that first cup of coffee in the morning, especially if I can drink it quietly before anyone else wakes up. Just sitting there, feeling the warmth of the mug, smelling the coffee, that's a small joy. Or seeing my cat stretched out in a sunbeam, looking completely content. That just makes me smile. It's not something big or expensive, but it genuinely lifts my mood.
Yes, I totally agree. For me, it's seeing my plants grow. I have some herbs on my balcony. And every time I see a new leaf or a tiny flower bud, I get this little rush of happiness. It's so simple, but it connects me to nature and reminds me of growth. And another one is when I'm walking and I see a dog wagging its tail really excitedly. Instantly makes me happy. It's these tiny, fleeting moments that accumulate, I think.
They really do. And sometimes we're so busy chasing the next big thing, the next big milestone, that we totally miss these small moments. Like, if I'm focused only on saving for a big vacation next year, I might forget to enjoy my afternoon walk today, or that delicious meal I just cooked. It's like we're always living for the future, instead of being present now.
That's so true. I remember a time when I was working really hard towards a promotion. I thought, once I get this promotion, I'll be happy, I'll relax. I worked long hours, I said no to social events, I was stressed, and then I got the promotion. And yes, I was happy for a day or two, but then it was just the next set of challenges. And I looked back and realized I hadn't enjoyed the journey at all. I missed so many small moments because I was only focused on that one big goal.
Oh, that's such a classic story, Tony. I think many people can relate to that. It's like we put our happiness on hold. We say, I'll be happy when, instead of finding happiness now. It's not that big goals are bad, but they shouldn't be the only source of happiness. We need a mix, right? The little sips of joy throughout the day, not just waiting for the big feast.
Exactly. It's like filling your happiness cup with little drops all day long, instead of waiting for one big pour. And speaking of what we see, let's move on to our third point, dealing with expectations and comparisons. This is a huge one in today's world, especially with social media. Jenny, do you ever find yourself comparing your life to others online and feeling a bit down?
Absolutely, Tony. It's so easy to fall into that trap, isn't it? I mean, I try not to. But sometimes I'll be scrolling through Instagram and I see someone on an amazing vacation, or someone with a perfect looking home, or just seeming to have this perfect life. And for a moment, I think, oh, my life isn't as exciting, or as beautiful. It's a very quick slide from just looking to feeling inadequate.
I totally understand. It's like everyone else is living their best life, and you're just doing laundry. Ha! But the thing is, what we see online is almost never the full picture. It's the highlight reel. No one posts about their bad hair days or their arguments or their moments of doubt. It's all the shiny, happy stuff. And our brains sometimes forget that.
Yeah, exactly. It's curated. Someone recently told me, don't compare your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel, and that really stuck with me. It's so true. We see their best moments, and we compare them to our ordinary, everyday reality. It's just not a fair comparison. Plus, what makes them happy might not even make me happy if I had it.
That's a brilliant point, Jenny. I once saw a friend who moved to a really busy, exciting city, and on social media, it looked like they were having the time of their life, always out, always doing something. And I thought, oh, maybe I should do that too to be happy. But when I visited, I realized that lifestyle would actually exhaust me. I need more quiet time. So their perfect life wasn't my perfect life at all.
Right. So part of designing your own happiness is almost like putting on blinkers when you're looking at what other people are doing, focusing on your own lane. It's about consciously deciding, okay, that's their path, what's my path? And sometimes that means unfollowing accounts that make you feel bad. We're taking a break from social media altogether.
Absolutely. It's a form of self-protection, really. And it brings us to our fourth point, the power of letting go and saying no. Sometimes happiness isn't about adding more things to your life, but about removing things that drain your energy or don't serve you. Jenny, do you find it easy to say no to things?
Oh, Tony, that's a tough one for me sometimes. I used to be a huge yes person. Someone would ask me to do something, even if I was tired or didn't really want to, I'd say yes. I thought I was being helpful or nice, but I ended up feeling exhausted and resentful. I realized I was saying yes to others and no to myself. It took a lot of practice, but now I'm much better at it. Saying no to a party I'm not keen on means I can have a relaxing evening at home, which actually makes me much happier.
That's so relatable. I used to feel guilty saying no. Like, if I didn't go to every single social event or take on every single project, I was being rude or lazy. But I learned that my time and energy are valuable, and if I keep giving them away to things I don't really want to do, I have nothing left for the things that genuinely bring me joy. It's like clearing out a messy room. You feel so much lighter and happier once the clutter is gone.
That's a perfect analogy. It's not just about saying no to events either. It can be letting go of old beliefs that don't serve you, or decluttering your physical space. Like, I recently went through my closet and got rid of clothes I haven't worn in years, or that didn't fit anymore, or just didn't make me feel good. And honestly, it felt amazing. Less stuff, less mental clutter, more space for things I truly value.
I need to do that with my garage, Jenny. It's full of someday projects. Haha. But you're right, sometimes subtracting things from our lives adds more value than acquiring new ones. It's counterintuitive for some people, but it's a powerful path to feeling more peace and happiness. It's about creating space for what truly matters to you.
Exactly. And this idea of focusing on what truly matters flows beautifully into our last core idea, practicing gratitude and mindfulness. This isn't just a trendy phrase. It's a real practice that can change your outlook. Tony, do you practice gratitude?
I try to, Jenny. I'm not perfect, but I definitely try to make it a daily habit. For me, it's often at the end of the day. Before I go to sleep, I try to think of at least 3 specific things I'm grateful for that day. It could be something really small, like the delicious lunch I had, or a kind word from a colleague, or even just feeling well. And it really does shift my perspective, especially if I've had a tough day. It reminds me that even on bad days, there are good things.
That's fantastic, Tony. I do something similar. I have a small journal by my bed, and I just quickly jot down a few things, and it's amazing how powerful it is. Even on days when I feel really grumpy, forcing myself to find just 1 or 2 good things helps. It's like training your brain to look for the positive, rather than just focusing on what went wrong or what's missing.
It really is brain training. And mindfulness, too. For me, mindfulness is about being present. Not thinking about what I need to do tomorrow, or what happened yesterday, but just focusing on now. Like, when I'm eating, actually tasting the food. Or when I'm walking, feeling my feet on the ground. It sounds so simple, but it's hard to do in our busy lives.
It is hard, but it's incredibly rewarding. I try to practice mindfulness when I'm doing routine things, like washing dishes. Instead of rushing, I try to notice the warm water, the bubbles, the feel of the sponge. It turns a chore into a moment of calm. It's not about sitting on a cushion and meditating for hours, though that's great too, but about bringing that awareness into your everyday life.
Yes, exactly. And when you combine gratitude and mindfulness, you're essentially cultivating a state where you're more aware of the good things around you and more present to actually experience them. It's not about being happy all the time, because that's unrealistic. It's about building a foundation for more consistent peace and joy.
That's so true. It's about creating a default setting that leans towards appreciation and presence. And that, I think, is the ultimate way to design a happiness that is truly your own, because it comes from within, not from external circumstances or what you think you should be doing.
Wow. Jenny, this has been such a great conversation. I feel like we've covered a lot of ground today. For our listeners, let's wrap up with 3 key takeaways from our chat about designing your own happiness.
Absolutely. My first takeaway would be, define your own happiness. Don't let others or social media tell you what happiness should look like for you. Take time to think about what genuinely brings you a sense of joy and contentment. It's unique to you.
Great point. And my second takeaway is, appreciate the small moments. Don't always wait for the big milestones to feel happy. Find joy in the everyday things. Your morning coffee, a nice walk, a good song, a kind word. These small joys add up and can really change your daily outlook.
And my third takeaway would be, practice gratitude and mindfulness daily, even if it's just for a few minutes. Noticing what you're grateful for and being present in the moment can significantly shift your perspective and build a stronger foundation for your own unique happiness.
Fantastic. Those are 3 incredibly actionable tips. So to our listeners, we hope this episode inspires you to reflect on what happiness means for you and how you can actively design a life that aligns with your own unique definition.
Yes, your happiness journey is your own, and it's totally okay for it to look different from anyone else's. Start small, be kind to yourself, and remember that you have the power to create a life that brings you joy.
Thank you so much for joining us on Learning English with Podcast Conversation today. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and share it with a friend who might benefit from this conversation. We love hearing from you, so leave a comment below and tell us, what's one small thing that brings you joy?
We'll be back next time with another engaging conversation. Until then, take care and keep designing your beautiful, unique happiness.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.